Have you ever looked at those ancient Egyptian reliefs showing a pharaoh offering food to the gods and thought, are they really just feeding them bread and beer? It seems so simple, almost like a business transaction. Here's a meal, now give me a good harvest. But what if I told you this common scene hides one of the deepest secrets of Egyptian spiritual science? What if it's not about feeding the gods at all, but about reprogramming your own consciousness? Today, we're going to peel back the layers of these famous offering scenes. We'll discover that they're not a naive act of worship, but a sophisticated instruction manual for inner transformation, a key to unlocking higher states of awareness. This isn't just history, it's a timeless guide to mastering your own mind, written in stone. To understand the offering, we first need to understand the temple itself. An Egyptian temple wasn't like a modern church or mosque, open for everyone to gather and pray. It was an initiatory machine, a map of consciousness itself. Think of it as a journey inward. You start outside in the chaotic, everyday world. You pass through the massive pylon, symbolizing the separation of opposites, the beginning of order. You enter the open courtyard, which represents your ordinary, waking mind. Then you move into the hypostyle hall, a forest of columns representing the complex, structured chaos of your deeper psyche. Finally, if you are worthy, you reach the sanctuary, the dark, silent heart of the temple, representing pure, unified consciousness, the divine source. Every single image on those walls, every carving has a purpose. Nothing is just for decoration. It's all silent instruction meant to guide the initiate on this inner journey. And where do we find these offering scenes? Everywhere. But their placement is crucial. You see them at the entrance to the temple, in the courtyards, and especially at the transition points, the doorways between a less sacred space and a more sacred one. Their position sends a clear message. To go any further, you must first make an offering. It's not a suggestion, it's a requirement. This isn't about buying your way in. It's a toll you pay, not with gold, but with a part of yourself. So, what exactly is being offered? The reliefs show bread, fruit, beer, flowers. But do the Neteru, these cosmic principles and universal forces, actually get hungry? Of course not. The Egyptians didn't see their gods as needy beings waiting for a meal. The Neteru are principles. They don't eat. They don't drink. They don't demand anything. The food is a metaphor. In the sacred language of the Medu Neter, every item has a symbolic meaning. Bread isn't just baked grain. It represents structured, well-formed thought. Fruits aren't just sweet produce. They symbolize emotions that have ripened and become harmonious. Beer isn't just a drink. It represents inner fermentation, the process of transforming raw experience into wisdom. Water signifies purity of intention. Perfumes represent the most subtle and elevated states of the soul. So, when the pharaoh offers a tray of food, he is actually presenting the quality of his inner life. He is offering his structured thoughts, his harmonious emotions, and his pure intentions to the divine. The gesture itself is key. The officiant places these things on the offering tray. In doing so, he separates them from himself. What is on that tray is no longer part of his ego. It's no longer something he possesses or identifies with. He is simply observing it, acknowledging it, and then presenting it. This is a profound act of psychological disidentification. It's a spiritual exercise. First, you observe your own thoughts without judgment. You recognize your emotions, the good, the bad, the chaotic. Then, you consciously work to purify them. Finally, you offer them up, letting them go. You're saying, this is the state of my inner world. I see it, I have refined it, and now I release it. You can't enter a sacred space while you're still clinging to your mental and emotional baggage. And who is this figure making the offering? We see the pharaoh, but he isn't just a historical person. In these sacred scenes, the pharaoh represents the perfected human consciousness, the living Horus. He is the aspect of ourselves that is aligned with divine order. When he makes an offering, he's not begging or trying to strike a deal with the gods. He is performing an act of alignment. He is bringing his inner state into harmony with cosmic law. The offering is a demonstration of inner conformity. Perhaps the most powerful example of this is found at the great Temple of Karnak. Right at the entrance to the hypostyle hall, that complex forest of columns, there's a major scene. Here, the pharaoh isn't offering food. He is offering Maat herself, the goddess of truth, balance, and cosmic order, to the great god Amun-Ra. Think about what that means. The offering is righteousness itself. The pharaoh is essentially saying, I bring you nothing from the outside world. I bring you my very self, aligned and made true. I bring a heart that is in balance, a mind that thinks straight, and an emotional world that is at peace. The message is an initiatory warning. You cannot enter this next, more complex level of consciousness without first achieving inner balance, without embodying Mata. Without it, the journey ends here. This entire process, beautifully carved in stone, is perfectly mirrored in the famous book of Coming Forth by Day, what many call the Book of the Dead. The temple and the papyrus are two versions of the same teaching. Consider chapter 125, the famous weighing of the heart scene. The heart of the deceased is weighed against the feather of Mata. This isn't a post-mortem judgment of your good and bad deeds. It's a vibrational test. It measures the purity and lightness of your consciousness. The offering of Maat in the temple is the preparation for this very test. You purify your heart and life so it is already light and true before you face the final weighing. Then there's chapter 30b, where the initiate pleads with his own heart. Do not stand up as a witness against me. Why would your own heart testify against you? Because the heart, in Egyptian thought, is the seat of consciousness. It contains all your thoughts, your emotions, your unresolved issues, and your hidden intentions. The temple offering is the very practice that pacifies the heart. By regularly observing, purifying, and offering up your inner contents, you ensure your heart has nothing to hold against you. Finally, we have chapters like chapter 17, which affirm the ultimate goal of the entire journey, the recognition that the initiate is one with the divine principle. This idea of unity is locked within the offering scenes. The human offers his purified inner contents to the divine principle. He nourishes the god. In doing so, he aligns himself so perfectly with that principle that he becomes it. The separation between human and divine dissolves. So when ancient texts talk about nourishing the gods or making the Neteru live, it's an initiatory formula. A cosmic principle like truth or balance is only alive in our world when it is embodied and lived by a human being. The gods are not nourished by us. They live through us. We are the vessels through which these eternal principles manifest on earth. So, the next time you see a relief of an Egyptian offering, look beyond the bread and beer. See it for what it truly is, a powerful and precise instruction for inner discipline. It's a timeless message that says, before you try to connect with the sacred, pause, look within. Offer up your chaotic thoughts. Purify your turbulent emotions. Align your heart with truth. Only then can you take the next step on your journey. The temple is the path. The offering is the key that unlocks the door, and your own consciousness is the ultimate frontier. To understand this is to move beyond a tourist's view of Egypt and begin to see it through the eyes of its ancient initiates. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. If you enjoyed this journey into the symbolic world of ancient Egypt, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the hidden wisdom of the past. See you next time.